We are hearing of another case of airplane turbulence.
It was so scary at the time. You just don't know, is this it or not?
And you have to have your seatbelt fastened.
Another scary moment.
The aftermath there of plane turbulence, not the experience anyone wants when travelling or heading on holidays this summer, yet turbulence is very topical, as you just heard there, after a spate of recent dramatic incidents, beginning back in May with this Singapore Airlines plane, where one passenger sadly died and more than 100 others were injured. Then fast forward to July, an Air Europa flight was struck over the Atlantic, some passengers thrown into the ceiling. Now, one solution, as you heard Richard say there, buckle up perhaps for the entire trip. But perhaps technology too has a solution. Turbulence Solutions is a startup aiming to predict volatility before it hits and then correct it using aircraft controls. They hope to knock out up to 80% of the movement, if not more. Andras is the CEO of Turbulence Solutions, and he joins us now. Welcome to the show. You've boldly claimed your aim is to create a turbulence-free industry, but just explain how the system works in practice.
Yeah, thanks for having us. So our vision is to make flights turbulence-free, the whole aviation industry turbulence-free. Imagine you're sitting in an aircraft in stronger turbulence. So the cabin is shaking, you're feeling all these bumps. With turbulence canceling technology, you just don't feel this turbulence anymore. How does it work? We measure the turbulence ahead of the wing, and then at the right moment, we just produce the right counter motion of the wing. So we have small flaps that change the deflection just like birds do with their feathers, and you don't feel the turbulence anymore.
What's the cost then of applying this technology or adapting current planes of any form, be they private planes, commercial planes, or much smaller planes, in order to have this adjustment?
Yes, so it needs about 1 year, so from time cost, and direct cost is about 3 to 5% of the aircraft price for all the devices, for the electronics. And what we achieve is for light aircraft, business jets, airliner, about 15 to 20% of extra value. So there's a big case out there to make flights turbulence-free.
Okay, but the ideal, I guess, would be when these planes are originally being built to have this technology in place from the get-go.
Definitely. So that would be the forward fit. And there is a very interesting development in aviation at the moment. It's the so-called advanced air mobility. So this air taxis, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, like a multicopter, going up vertically like a helicopter advantages, and then going horizontal, very efficient wingborne. So there will be a lot of turbulence impact, and we will need this technology as a forward fit to really make this happen. So it's about full passenger trust. It's this magic vehicle going up vertically. You don't have recurring revenues and returning passengers, recommending passengers if it's not a really good flight experience. And down there with the light aircraft, you have a lot of turbulence.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of us have experienced turbulence at some point, and I know it's a huge chunk of the anxiety that people face flying is because of that feeling of instability. You say actually it's not just about the reduction in turbulence that you're achieving now in tests, but also that you can achieve a sort of 10% reduction in fuel use and fuel costs therefore as well. Why?
Yes, so climate and aviation, they are very much coupled and linked because they both happen in the atmosphere. So because of climate change, we have more heating in the atmosphere, higher weather phenomena, and even for jet aircraft, we are now experiencing more and more of this turbulence encounters. For light aircraft in low atmosphere, so they're not reaching this jet age top levels above the weather, not anymore above the weather, it's even more turbulent down there. So this is a reason why you need to have heavier aircraft. So you need to reinforce the wings. It's a lot of added mass. Then you also are not very efficient in the operation and also in the logistics. So you have flight delays. You're not routing directly, but you're avoiding the turbulence. And now if the turbulence is getting higher and higher and stronger, we will need to even more avoid the turbulence, having even longer routes. And 10% more routing means 10% more flight time, means 10% more emissions. And this 10% is also from mass, from flight logistics, from inefficiency in the aircraft design. So with canceling turbulence and not avoiding anymore, we really capture a lot of this emission reduction that we can achieve.
Yeah, I mean, you're clearly saying that you save fuel simply by not having to get out of the way of the turbulence. You can just continue to fly through it. I know you're hoping to bring this to light aircraft by 2024, by commercial airlines by 2030. Just very quickly, what else do you have to do to get to that point? Is it down to discussions with regulators? I'm assuming some of the airlines as well.
And definitely, and we are already in detailed discussion with the airliner manufacturers. It looks pretty promising that we get very fast results in the market with just keeping complexity low for the beginning. So it's for 30 years already a lot of academic research with like the maximum solution. So having the big airliner aircraft to start with a lot of counter turbulence, all the surfaces on the aircraft you can imagine are countering turbulence with a lot of deflection, what is hard to certify, and you're guaranteeing this function. We're starting with like a minimum approach where we have light aircraft for the first product to fast get into the market, have just limited deflection, so it's additional small surfaces, so-called flaplets, that can't introduce big problems into normal operation, and we don't guarantee the function for the beginning. It's just an assistance system for flight comfort, and then step by step ramp that up. So larger aircraft, more deflection, and up to guaranteeing the function.
Very quickly, the Singapore Airlines flight and the Europa flight that I mentioned, would this system, in your mind, ideally be able to knock that out? It just wouldn't be a situation in the future?
Yes, so in principle, it's even possible to really cancel also even this turbulence out, but this would be like this maximum solution that we will see maybe in 15, 20, 25 years at this extent. But already with now the maturity that we have now, so like the system with limited deflection, we can still largely reduce the effect. So it's not about guaranteeing the function, but if you have 99.9% of availability, that's too little to change the aircraft design and the wing brakes, but it's still sufficient to really have a high availability even in these cases. So with very high probability, 99.9%, we would have been active at this Singapore flight, and we wouldn't cancel out all this 2G on extra force, but at least we cancel out, for instance, 0.5G. So like 50% of gravitational force, yeah.
You saved yourself there. I was about to say, when you said 25 to 30 years, I was going to say work a bit quicker. But if we're talking about 99.9%, I'll forgive you. Andras, great to have you with us. Thank you for joining us.